Hello and welcome to Con Air, the podcast. I am Mark Big Daddy Hoffmeyer.
And I am Jay Sudden Sunset Fluid, welcoming you aboard Con Air, the podcast where Mark and I fly our way through Con Air, scene by scene with wonderful guests. And this is Con Air Chapter 35. What happens in Con Air Chapter 35? Well, Cameron Poe enters the cockpit and informs Swamp Thing that he is now in charge and the plane should be landed. Over the radio, he notifies Larkin and Malloy that he has the plane, whilst Malloy decides whether to shoot it down, and Cyrus makes his way up the plane, shooting out the door locks. Malloy and Cyrus's gun both opt to not fire at the same time, allowing Larkin to breathe a sigh of relief, and Bishop to knock Cyrus out. Poe and Larkin instruct Swamp Thing to land at the Las Vegas airport, but he and the plane have other plans as they begin preparations to crash onto the Las Vegas Strip. Now I think in this chapter, the guys in this scene could do with a few lessons in communication. So it's fortunate that today we're honoured to be joined by Rhode Island's Teacher of the Year. From between the scares and the current Memento season of It's Time to Rewind, it's Lisa Leahy. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here. I love this movie.
Thrilled to have you.
Classing up the joint.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know about that, but I guess they ran out of teachers, so they picked me this year. So.
Who's left?
I don't know.
All right, now I have a big question for you, Lisa.
Okay.
You love villains.
Oh, very much.
We've on the Movie Sons of Flicks podcast, we talked Brightburn, we've talked Hereditary,
yes.
We've talked Mother, and we've talked a few other shows. I laugh because
theoretically, I believe we talked about Mother. Yeah. I feel like that's become a hypothetical now.
Yeah, exactly. The episode got lost.
Yeah,
and then, but so Lisa is very honest about her love of villains.
Oh,
this is what I want to do. Jay, you get 1998. Lisa, you get 1997. I'll take 1996. We get to pick 5 movie villains from each year, and we'll recast the villains of Con Air, the 3 of us. And I probably could have messaged you ahead of time, but I don't like doing that. I think it's more fun.
Not as much fun.
It's more fun on the fly. It is a lot more fun. So
it's more
I'm going to
fun
say
and messy to do it like this.
I want Shooter McGavin in there from 1996. So Shooter probably the way he got on the thing is Shooter probably shot some things he shouldn't have into his nose, drove real fast in his Porsche, caused a massive accident. Now he's on the jailbird. I think that's a pretty good. What do you think? Think that's pretty good? I like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
I was going to say the Twister from Twister, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll cross
that's
off.
The one that took out the plane.
Yeah.
I'll cross off the asteroids from Armageddon and Deep Rising off of my list.
No asteroids. I want Mark Wahlberg from Fear. I think Mark Wahlberg from Fear would be pretty good.
Great one. Wait a minute. I'm over here a little bit frustrated. Jay, do you get the impression that Mark prepared his, but then just sprung this on the two of us now, and we're expected to scramble?
Yeah. I'm like, what? Did any film come out in 1998? Is it
going down a list? Okay. I have meet Wally Sparks, for God's sakes. All right, hang on.
All right, so then I got another really good one from you. I want Tybalt, played by John Leguizamo from Romeo and Juliet.
120%.
That'll be a fun dose of sort of style, and I think he'll just be perfect in that. So I got 3. I'm gonna do something kind of weird here. I'm gonna say, let's throw in Angie Everhart's Vampire from Bordello of Blood.
I love that movie.
Let's get a vampire in here.
It's such a forgotten classic.
I love Demon Knight, and like Bordello, it knows what it is. Yes. So yeah, we'll put Angie Everhart from Bordello of Blood, because I just want everybody to kind of be like, is there a vampire on here? Like, is this like Nosferatu but on a plane?
There has to.
or is this Dracula but on a plane?
I love it.
And then
Nosferatu on a plane.
You're gonna love this. I'm gonna add one of the tigers from The Ghost in the Darkness.
Oh, there's a deep cut.
Yeah, and so
I think
basically
people have forgotten about that movie.
I was thinking Treat Williams from Phantom, but I don't know. There's Travolta from Broken Arrow. I don't know. Ed Harris. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I was gonna say the alligator from Eraser, but that thing's not really a villain. Arnold just kills it.
Yeah, he just got in the way.
I was gonna say the tunnel from Daylight. That didn't happen.
Yeah, I'd be here for that. That's nice.
But here's the thing.
I can't
Ghost
get away
of the Darkness,
from that movie.
They're like, listen, this is a lion, but this is a jerky lion. So they're like, there's natural lions that eat you, but this thing is just a real a-hole. Like this is like this lion's not even being a lion anymore. It's just being a vindictive, horrible person.
Well, as lions are.
Yeah, and like this one, most lions, even lions turned it in. A bounty hunter lion turned in this lion. The lion's like, listen, we want nothing to do with this guy. You can have him.
Yep.
Take him. So, yeah, we have Ghost in the Darkness. I kind of want to put the Twister on there. We have Tybalt. We have some fun ones on here.
Tybalt is so good. I love that movie.
So we have a lion. We have a vampire. We have John Leguizamo. Edward Norton from Primal Fear would be a good one to have on
that's
here.
Not. Oh, that is 96. You're right. Yes. No, he's a brilliant one.
Actually,
it's a
Steve
bit of a
Buscemi,
spoiler by doing that, but yes.
Steve Buscemi and Fargo would be pretty good.
That's
would you say he's the main bad guy?
Yeah, he's not one of the better ones.
I'd go
give him a
Stormman.
Give him a wood chipper.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg from Fear, just being petulant and yelling.
100%. Absolutely. That movie is brilliant.
He's good in that film. Reese Witherspoon
excellent.
Did some fun movies, Freeway and that, and then Shooter McGavin.
And you don't even realize it's Reese Witherspoon. Like, she's so, like, baby Reese Witherspoon in that movie.
Baby Reese?
Well, you look at her and she doesn't look like herself,
All right, so we got... this is good. I have a lion, a vampire, John Leguizamo, Mark Wahlberg, and Shooter McGavin.
I think it's a pretty good list.
Yeah. So who's 97?
Me.
All right.
Oh, hang on.
You.
Hang on. I'm in October. I'm in October of 97. So give me a second to keep scrolling. I'm almost done.
I'm at March still.
Tybalt wouldn't be in a cage. Mark Wahlberg wouldn't be in a cage, and Shooter wouldn't be in a cage. But the vampire and the lion definitely would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Surrounded by garlic.
Garlic.
Sure.
Oh damn! Do I include that one? No, I'm gonna skip it.
How Billy Zane from Demon Knight on this thing would be chaos.
So good.
Who's the villain in Wild Things? I don't know who the villain.
I think
there's
all
a lot of them, frankly.
Yeah, it's just the cast of Wild Things.
Oh yeah.
I only get 5, right? 1, 2, 3.
Well, I got 4 right there.
7. All right, he comes off, and then I think he comes off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got it.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. So we're gonna start with Pig Vomit from Private Parts.
Oh yeah.
Paul Giamatti's character.
Oh, yeah. Nick Rehak, I love that.
Pig Vomit. One of my greatest experiences in the theater was seeing Private Parts because people were outright like howling with laughter. An absolutely full theater, and everybody was just absolutely hysterical with laughter. It was great. Zorg.
How did Pig Vomit get there?
How did Pig Vomit get where?
Into the Con Air, onto the jailbird.
Definitely some kind of back office, money deals.
Like white collar stuff.
Definitely white collar stuff. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
So like it's like his character from Billions.
Yes. Very white collar, very pretending to be better than everyone else kind of thing.
Like that.
Yeah. Zorg from The Fifth Element.
Oh. So
because
that's pretty good. We have Gary Oldman on here now.
Yes.
I like that.
I mean, now we're really talking. See, we're gonna keep going with like some of those are my 2 main character actors on this one, because you need those 2 guys, because basically if you need them to switch into a different villain, they can do it on the spot for you.
Perfect.
We need to keep Nicolas Cage on the plane.
Oh.
So we're gonna put Castor Troy.
I like
from
that.
Face Off.
Is he in a cage?
Okay.
He belongs in a cage, yeah. He's a little too nutty, that one. Think about like the crazy eyes. He does like the crazy eyes thing. Yes.
He's already in a cage.
Al Pacino's John Milton.
The devil?
The Devil's Advocate. Yes.
Sure, why not?
Call me Dad.
So the devil's just working it on here.
I mean, you know what? If you're gonna have evil, you better have evil.
Just Al Pacino going skippity screaming on the plane. And...
That's the one. Yes. Getting all angry. Finally.
Who wins in a war of words? Falzone or the devil?
Ooh.
You think Falzone would shake the devil like
I
he
think
shook
so.
Cyrus the Virus?
I think so.
I want that movie.
He's slick with the words. I would have to say, yeah. Although, I don't know. I mean, the devil's got he's got some Latin on him. There's actually a book called The Devil Speaks Latin. So I don't know. He may know some stuff.
Are you quoting Latin at me?
That's
I
what he'll
don't
do.
think that's a word.
He'll
Devil.
speak Latin at you because he knows you don't speak it. So he's just saying gibberish to
It's a
you,
power move.
but you don't know. Yeah, exactly. See, it's a matter of disarming his opponents.
That'd be funny if Shooter McGavin spoke New Latin. He's like, he just told you that he drank 3 ounces of Sprite and then ate
Yes.
a burrito. Like
Yes.
he's not saying anything worth listening to.
The devil just kind of give him a dirty look, and the guy bursts into flames, and that's the end of it.
Oh, that's how they all escape. Shooter
Yeah.
McGavin goes up in flames.
There it is. See?
All right.
And I guess I'm cheating then by putting the God of the Dead in here. But Disney's Hercules came out in 97. So we're going with Hades.
Got some
Got some James Woods in there.
Yeah.
Some James Woods Hades.
So we have the
he
God of
is
the Dead. We have
One of my favorite Disney villains.
Yeah.
if Vince Larkin put all of these people on a plane,
It's a mistake.
Huge
So-
mistake.
Vince, I see here we have a lion, a vampire, 2 devils, Castor Troy, pig, a guy named Pig Vomit,
Big vomit.
Zorg. Where did he come? Is he from the future? Like who?
Yeah.
Who is he?
He
Yeah.
just stands in the corner and is confused the entire time.
Where am I?
Basically.
It's a terrible Gary Oldman Fifth Element.
It's not very good. I got to tell you.
Where? No, I
As
can't
your
do it.
friend, I need to be honest with you. It's not very good.
I can't. I'm horrible with accents. Where are they?
Yeah.
No.
Too high.
Ah, no. Jay, who do you got? 98.
So we're adding to that rogues gallery. John Goodman from The Borrowers is my immediate first.
Oh, John
Obvious
Goodman
choice.
makes everything better.
Absolutely.
Remember
He-
his Barton Fink character pops up in here. He's a
Mm.
serial killer.
yeah, that
John
would
Goodman's
work.
Very
big.
good.
Well, going with the Coens, I'm going to have Jesus Quintana, John Turturro from Big Lebowski.
John Turturro also makes everything better. I love
Yeah.
this.
I feel like he's taken the Johnny 23 kind of role.
Oh,
They just-
oh God.
yeah.
14-year-olds,
like-
dude.
Oh, well, no, I guess so. I guess the character would be. I was going to say Turturro sounds more like a Buscemi for me.
Yeah.
What's
But
his
I'm just
face? The
going
guy.
I'm just
Yeah.
going with Jesus Quintana feels like a Johnny 23 to me.
I think you're right.
I'm gonna chuck. I want Gary Sinise to be it. So Gary Sinise. Spoiler for Snake Eyes. Gary Sinise from Snake Eyes.
Oh.
Oh, a
I
high-ranking
blocked a lot of that
political-
movie out.
Political. He's a dude. Like he's high-ranking, right? Isn't he like a general or a
He's
president?
military in some. I just know that his name is Kevin Dillon. So Kevin Dunn, because Kevin Dunn, the actor, is in that film. And it messes with my head that's the case.
Kevin
Ed Harris
Dillon,
from The
Kevin
Truman
Dillon.
Show. I want Ed Harris on this plane.
Oh.
You cannot beat Ed Harris.
You imprison 500 people on an island for an indefinite amount of time. Like that, he would go to jail for that. So I
Yeah.
like it.
There we go. And I need one more.
Does he have his Kangol?
Of course. I'm not going to have Hopper from A Bug's Life, as much as I'd like to have Hopper from A Bug's Life.
Kevin
because-
Spacey, though.
Yeah, but
And
Kevin
that's
Spacey,
the
though.
problem. I know.
I'm not
It
going to have the
hurts me.
Sphere from Sphere.
It hurts me that
so
he's a
wouldn't fit
terrible
on
person.
plane. I'm going
like
to
this-
have,
Sphere.
spoiler alert for Scream 2, Laurie Metcalf.
No.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Wait a
that's a
minute.
good one.
Wait a minute. Why are you in 97? I thought you were supposed to be
I'm
in
in-
98.
I am in 98. Scream 2 is...
Scream 2 was December. Oh, is it where it released where you are? Is that why?
Ah, yeah,
Is
probably.
this a
British
That
thing,
makes
Jay?
sense.
Probably.
We can break the rules. I want Laurie
yeah.
Metcalf in here.
Scream 2
Yeah.
is in 97, so I will cross Scream 2 from the list.
Ah,
Because it's funny because that's the one I was like, oh, do I include that? No, I'm going to skip it. And then you put it in.
The
Laurie
only
Metz.
the only lady on my team. Unfortunately,
There's got to be another one in there somewhere.
I couldn't find any from films that I've seen. So I'm gonna, instead of Laurie Metcalf in Scream 2, I'm gonna
Poison
have
Ivy.
Tommy Lee Jones in Small Soldiers.
I like that.
Major Chip
Wait.
Hazard.
Wait, you're a toy?
Yeah, I do. You buy a tiger.
We got a cartoon.
Oh,
I
I'm
had a
happy.
cartoon on
That's
mine.
awesome.
He's gonna be like the pinball. He's gonna be so useful, like getting into places, like skirting around, unlocking things and setting people on fire. One of those guys on his team had a flamethrower.
I think it's
Brick
perfect.
Bazooka or someone.
Imagine that. Like the beginning scene when they're all being walked onto the plane. And who do we got here? Well, it says here we have the devil.
And Major Chip Hazard, he's 5 inches tall.
The camera pans down.
Just little tiny handcuffs on him.
Oh, and everyone thinks they're adorable.
Perfect.
Oh, I want tiny handcuffs. That's amazing. And then does Ed Harris, is he wearing his Kangol hat?
Yes, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, he's as he is in the Truman Show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Playing
Okay,
God.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So
It's not the character without him.
who's the leader of all? Who's the Cyrus of all these people?
Well, from my team, I would say it would
Oof.
be Ed Harris because he feels like he's older, he's authoritarian, he's got the gravitas. So from my team, that's my pitch.
Can he control Castor Troy?
Hmm.
I feel like he's a bit of a live wire.
Yeah, Castor Troy's a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be some wrinkles in here with him in there.
Yeah.
And then who was on yours again? Who's controlling the
I have
tiger?
no leaders on my team.
No?
I would say the tiger would be the leader, but I mean I have a vampire from Bordello of Blood, John Leguizamo, Marky Wahlberg from Fear.
I don't
and
know.
Shooter McGavin.
Tybalt isn't taking orders from anybody.
No,
That's
he's
like-
doing his own thing.
Mark's got a team of the cons who get on the plane. Oh, we took the plane! Yeah, we took the plane! He's just he's got a team of excitable rogues.
Yes,
Yeah,
pretty much.
that's the name of my squad, the Excitable Rogues.
Oh my god.
And you have 2 Satans.
I do. I kind of do. And I didn't choose either of them for the leader.
Dueling Satans.
I like
went right to the crazy one.
Eddie Harris leading though, because
Yeah,
he saw everything from his perch in Truman Show.
true. He can organize everyone.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of organization. He built a city under a dome.
Yep.
He built
With
a
actors.
city.
That's a lot of cat herding experience.
So and he has a Kangol, which says, I'm experienced.
There you go.
You know Mitch Hedberg, he's like, that table's either really cool
Yes.
or someone took off their Kangol.
My god, I miss him. He was so great.
All right, I like our squad. This movie's chaos.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we have a film with a lot of bad guys in it. We've done it
the
again.
more chaos, the better.
I want to talk villains. I want to
Oh,
see
yes.
what Lisa likes villains. So I
All
want to see
day.
who are your favorite villains in this movie.
Oh, John Malkovich, without question.
Johnny
mean,
Malks.
He's so good.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like brutal in this movie. And I love how, because like he is full on evil for the sake of being evil.
So whilst we've been over the course of this show, we've been looking at Cyrus Malkovich. He feels like less prepared than we may have thought the first time we watched it. Like when he's put up against it, when he does kind of break down, and that happens here. We get another like furious panicking from him.
Oh,
when
yeah.
the gun runs out of bullets, and he just starts hammering at the cage. And I really like how his character just can't deal with things going outside of the plan.
Oh yeah, he does not do well when he's not in charge anymore. I don't know, like one of the reasons why I love this movie so much is because you have this collective of all of these like these bad dudes. And I'm just fascinated by it. I mean, obviously I don't want to be on this plane. But you know, like I love Buscemi. I love Buscemi sitting there and just sitting back and saying, you know, define irony. A bunch of idiots dancing on a plane to a song made famous by a band that died in a plane crash. Like, I just find smart humor to be so attractive. You know, I love, obviously, I love Ving Rhames' character. What is it Diamond Dog? Yeah, Diamond. I mean, he's so good. Like, there's something about these guys who just kind of sit back and they're like, I'm just going to take control of this. And every single one of them plans to take control. And I think it's so fascinating.
And they work well together too.
They
Like when you watch The
really
Rock,
do.
when you watch The Rock, you have the different factions that break apart and then it ends to the chaos. In this one, for the most part, they're digging, they're pulling, they're tractoring. Like they all get in the boneyard together. They already know the hierarchy. They listen to Cyrus. it's kind of nice that in this movie there is no, like, there's always that one villain that's like, I'm not gonna listen to the other villains. Like, they're all just like, yeah, we got it. This is cool. And
we got rid of that guy. Sandino has been burned to a crisp. So
Yeah,
everyone else
exactly.
is now
Yeah.
on board.
Exactly.
He
Now
is,
that they've seen, it's like, oh, we're gonna do this then.
and like his turn is so fast in the movie that it's just so fast. Like, I love that it's there and gone. And I think this movie really takes out a lot of the fat. And it's
Yes.
just, they automatically sort of get along. But I love what you said, Jay, too. The further we've gone through this, we really have seen Cyrus sort of become more human when Falzone is dogging on him. Actually, I'm going to quote the TV show Shrinking that I love, and when Falzone's raw dogging him.
Yep.
Have you seen Shrinking yet, Lisa?
I haven't.
Hearing
It's
Harrison
fun.
Ford
Yeah,
say raw dogging in the wrong context is one of the joys of life.
it is. It is very much.
Do we have to edit that out, Jay?
No.
Okay.
We haven't said what the context is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So like, just watching him sort of learn that Sandino wasn't going to take him, watching Cameron Poe sort of kind of work behind the scenes. When Baby O gets shot, he's like, "That's clever." Like, no, it's not. You just shot him. So he's not the all-seeing, almighty, all Gruber villain. He
Right.
is. He falls apart a little bit. Like, he drops a gun right next to somebody and starts banging on it, and then it gets knocked out by it. Like, he's kind
Yes.
of a bozo in some regards,
Very
and I like that.
Stupidly, like, turns his
Yeah.
back on them.
And
I'm
when they
like, what are
say
you
like
doing,
Cyrus,
guy?
he doesn't turn around. He just what? Just yells
Yes.
it at the cage and then turns around slowly and gets
Yeah,
smacked in the
like-
face with a gun. I feel
He
like
just asked for it.
if that had been the hero of the film had smacked him in the face with a gun, there would have been like a line. There would have been some kind of a quote.
Right.
But it's Bishop and she doesn't get one, and that's a missed opportunity, I think.
What's
I
the line, Jay?
absolutely agree.
What's the line?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. The best I can come up with, and this is terrible, is if you're the virus, I guess I'm Robert Smith because here's the cure. Smack him in the face with a gun.
It's quite
But
a
that-
mouthful.
That's as
What if
labelled
she
as
just
like Nick
yelled Robert
Cage's.
Smith?
You're the Rocket Man from the. That's as bad as that one from the Rock.
That's a long. I want that line now.
We
But
need
she
to
doesn't
get
even.
that somewhere.
Friday, I'm in love, and she just hits him. Wait,
Yeah, could have. I'm not like Robert Smith being from The Cure is the extent of my The Cure knowledge. So
That's about it. Okay.
how amazing would that be if she said that, or if she just said Robert Smith and hits him, and you're like, okay, so Robert Smith is the lead singer of The Cure. She hit Cyrus the. Oh,
yeah,
people are just running around the theaters. Just,
And it would only be
just-
nerds like us who sat there and tried to figure that out.
the plane had crashed into Vegas at that point.
Yeah.
So he's just
Yeah.
forgotten what's happened for the next 3 minutes of the film.
Yep. That's what happened when I watched Die Hard with a Vengeance in the theater. Like, I missed the next 15 minutes after the 3-gallon and the 5-gallon because I needed to figure it out before I could let it go. So I had no idea what happened in those last couple of minutes after it.
You fill up the
And once
5, you pour
again-
it into the 3, you empty the 3, you pull the 2 into the 3, you fill
Yep.
up the 5, you pour the 1 into the 3, and you're done.
Yep. I mean, I could do it now, but I couldn't do it then.
Jeez Louise.
They don't do it properly in the film. That frustrates me.
But there's 2 different ways. So
Wait.
Don't.
How much chocolate syrup did they put into that bomb?
Oh,
And cherry syrup.
There was
the
one in the school. A lot. It was a big old bomb.
Yeah, there's a
was
couple.
not
I think
one.
it's a couple
They're
Gallons?
huge. They're like people-sized
easy.
containers.
easy couple
Yeah.
of gallons.
Like 100 gallons of chocolate syrup?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah,
We'll
doing
have
no,
to
that?
ask-
it wasn't chocolate. It was like a maple syrup or something.
We'll
Is
have
it
to ask
strawberry
Movie Rob.
syrup or something?
I'll have to
Oh,
check
yeah.
with Rob when he gets to Die Hard 3.
Oh my god, that movie is so brilliant too.
Yeah,
But
it was
that's
my
not
first
what
ever
we were
favourite
talking
film.
about today. It was what?
That and Daylight were my 2 first favorite films.
Daylight.
Yeah.
We're going to
No
get to
reason why.
Daylight
I just
sometime.
love Daylight. I don't know why.
Oh my goodness. Hey, you know what? Everybody's got their thing. I love Brain Scan. That's a terrible movie.
Still
I mean,
yet to see it.
Oh, it's.
I love
awful.
Jumper.
Yeah, that's
That's
the other one.
I'm the one person. But I have a good story about that, which I
do.
won't share here.
I'm
So
trying
this,
to differentiate Jumper from Looper.
Hayden Christensen can teleport.
yeah, Looper is JGL can time travel and he has to battle Bruce Willis himself.
Mhm.
And he got the E-Blunt in there with the Harbinger child.
Whereas
And
I
then
don't think I saw Jumper.
it's Hayden
Our man-
Christensen, it's Billy Elliot, it's
Mhm.
Rachel Bilson, it's Sam Jackson with a blonde, like really tightly cut hair.
Kristen Stewart, Diane
I've
Lane.
seen this film one time in the cinema.
I
I'm
do not
recording
like
so
Kristen
much.
Stewart.
It-
I don't remember if I saw this, and if I did, I must have blocked it out.
The powers
Yeah.
are cool. So Hayden Christensen, like wherever you've been in the world, you can jump there again.
Yeah.
And so
He
Oh.
finds a
learned-
bank,
he gets-
then
he
can
gets
teleport into a
pulled-
bank.
he gets pulled into this battle between these these people who hate the jumpers. And so it's him battling Sam Jackson.
Oh,
And Billy Elliot is having a lot of fun in it.
But Sam
Yeah,
Jackson's
yeah.
got this cool it's like a grappling gun hook kind of thing that can shoot through a portal and grab hold of you, and then you can't jump when you're restrained.
Oh,
I don't know
That's
how I
kinda
can remember so
cool.
much of this film.
There's world building
It's
in
been
it
15 years.
that I enjoy. And also, one thing I like is Doug Liman directed it, and he's a maniac.
well, he directed Swingers, so
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
maniac. And during the making of the documentary, Jamie Bell is just talking so much crap about him, legit, not even joking. And he dragged
amazing.
Hayden Christensen and Rachel Bilson away for a weekend, and they're just both looking at him like, I hate this guy. Jamie Bell's like, he's the effing worst. I hate this guy. I hate him. I
oh
hate
my
him.
god,
And they left it in the video. Like he does not care. He's a maniac. I have never
that's
seen behind the scenes
outstanding.
Nice.
EPK before where the stars are just outwardly insulting the director, but they just leave it because the
And he
director
just
doesn't
doesn't
care.
care.
Yeah,
Doug Liman
it's
doesn't
really
tend
wonderful.
to work with people more than once. Now I think about it, he
Well,
tends to
hey,
like.
that's
He
why.
doesn't have a lot of actors who
Except-
keep coming back to his like. Cruise is the one he did Edge of Tomorrow, An American Made. But other than
Yeah,
that,
and they're doing a
he's-
space one.
Yeah, but I feel like you just can't turn Cruise off if he likes being tortured. I think.
Well, I feel like the two of them would probably just like have a battle of who can be more despicable and annoying.
Well, they're both maniacs though. So,
Yes.
so American Made filmed in Georgia, and I know some people who worked on it, and they were both just like, let's go over here, and they're like, yeah. And so they would have to move the entire base camp over somewhere else, and they're like, you know what? Let's go back, and then they'd be like, yeah. So they both fed off each other, and they loved
Oh
doing
my
it. Like they
God.
loved working together because they're both like, you know what? Let's put on 75-pound suits and run on a beach. Yeah. Like it's just they're like, yeah, let's go over here. Like they're sprinting all over the place, and then they somehow make good movies.
The
Oh,
pilot of the
well,
OC. What the hell?
Well, there's Rachel Bilson for you.
Yeah, but that does
Oh.
not feel like a Doug Liman project.
The
No,
R
it
bills.
doesn't. He ruined the Knife of Letting Go, which was what he made Chaos Walking out of. As another good book, but nope,
Yeah.
that got wrecked. So
Thinking
you
out
won't
loud.
see that ever again.
Wasn't that the Thinking Out Loud movie?
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Daisy Ridds can hear
Yes, yes, that
Spider-Man's thoughts.
Yes, exactly.
I do
Yes.
want to say
She knew it was
Jay.
Spider-Man immediately.
Swamp Thing in this chapter
Yeah.
becomes the MVP of the film.
Oh,
'Cause they go, hey-
remains the MVP.
Remains the MVP of the film because they go, hey,
He's
here's
so
an airport.
Yeah.
Go land at this airport. He's like,
No.
nah.
No, Daddy.
well, it's
I'm a
not
criminal.
no. He's like, I can't. It's not like he refuses to. He's like, so we only have one engine and we're out of fuel, so yeah, we ain't making it there.
But
He's
there's
just
other
telling it
roads
like it is.
next to him though. When he's flying, there are other highways he can go land on.
But he wants to crash
Not as
on the
wide
strip.
though.
Exactly. And he goes, you know what? I'm a criminal. We're going down. Let's take out as many people as possible. Let's take out an
Totally.
enormous amount of casualties in
I mean,
this
if you're
movie.
gonna do it big.
And
Well, I
Cole
mean,
Meany is the good guy in this chapter.
Yes. I mean, he and his helicopter pilot have the best idea of shooting him down over the desert. That's the one
Right.
that makes sense with hindsight. But you could argue this is Swamp Thing's fault for not letting people know that they haven't got enough fuel to make it to an airport, and that they should probably try and land in the desert. But I think Swamp Thing's playing the long game. He's thinking ahead. He's thinking, if we crash in the desert, I'm not getting away. We crash on some Vegas side road, I might not get away. We crash in the Vegas Strip, Big Daddy.
Bye bye.
It worked for Garland Green.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
you're right.
He needs that. He needs that distraction. He needs the chaos.
Yep.
Walking or otherwise, to get away from the crash. And he's only going to get that if they crash onto the strip.
Yep.
Wearing an army
I think
helmet.
you're right. I
That's
do believe you are correct.
When he puts that helmet on and he just says Big Daddy, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then he gets put in a fish tank later on. But still, like it's
I mean,
Swamp Thing is the MVP of this movie. He works the tractors, he gets the plane out, he flies the plane. He gets rid of the transponder. He is the man. And he says the best lines
thank
too.
God, because if he wasn't there, nobody would have gotten anywhere. I mean, you got a bunch of intellects. Yeah. They're not doing anything. These people with brains, useless.
Him and Pinball are the MVPs of this movie. As far as getting things done.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
I don't know. We know what happened to Pinball, so he's not too bright.
No, but he is up until a point. He's good with the clipboard. He's good lighting people on fire. Moving transponders.
He just got distracted by a lady. He's been in prison for a long time. You can kind of understand why.
You gotta look out for that.
She's the best he's seen in 5 to 10. You know, it's you get it.
Probably a little closer to 10.
Yeah.
This guy.
This is a good chapter because Swamp Thing is a beast. Cyrus gets knocked out.
Yep.
Like when Cole Meany lets go of this.
Oh yeah.
And just watching the circular sunglasses of John Cusack be wrong, and then they're like, this will cause enormous civilian casualties. And so, once again, Vince Arkin, you let two devils, a lion, a vampire, and Marky Mark. And it's with adorable handcuffs, by the way. It was all worth it to see those.
A guy licking a bowling ball.
So they crash on the Vegas Strip.
Yes.
Thousands of people. Tons of collateral damage.
You're starting to leak into somebody else's chapter. I got to warn you.
Yeah. Well,
we talked about the whole movie.
I'm just making sure you know. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder.
You can talk about the whole film.
So much thunder. Don't worry about it. Jay, how much thunder have we stolen?
So much. All of it. We've talked about the end. We talked about the fire truck chase in every other chapter.
But like Mark, sure, some guards will die. So yes. And Lark and Poe. I mean,
there are four guards on the plane. All of whom signed a thing saying no hostage. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So versus thousands of people on the Strip.
I
mean, they're gamblers. Who cares?
I mean, there's a lot of degenerates in Vegas.
I don't want to
What
say
if Nick Cage from Leaving Las Vegas was on the road and he got smushed?
See?
So
yeah,
get this.
Although wasn't that his? He didn't he win the Academy Award for that?
He did.
I don't want to take that from him.
Nick Cage is on the road. His Leaving Las Vegas character is skydiving, gets hit by the plane.
Yep.
And then it lands on the Strip and hits his character from Leaving Las Vegas. Takes 2 cages out.
Don't forget Honeymoon in Vegas.
Yeah, he's skydiving.
Flying Elvis's Utah.
Yeah, he's skydiving in. Swamp Thing's like, did we just hit Elvis, Nick Cage? Did we just hit you? Do you have a twin? That'd be a fun line. Did you have a twin?
Yes.
Snake Eyes is set in Atlantic City, but it could easily be Vegas.
Yeah.
So we can always check that one in there.
We can make that allowance.
Yeah,
I think we're in on that.
He gets sucked into an engine. It all just goes perfect.
Sucked into the engine.
Takes 3 cages out.
Yep.
In one thing. And Castor Troy's on the plane, and presumably he dies. So we're taking out 4 or 5 cages.
This is economy, like we're making good use of our resources. We're not wasting anything. It's all good.
Yeah, I reckon if we take away that Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas, he might have won for Pig.
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
So he'd still have one at this point, potentially.
Hey, the Georgia Film Critics Association gave him Best Actor. I just want to let everyone know the Georgia Film Critics know what's up. We gave it to Nick Cage.
They do.
I lobbied hard.
I gotta say that the man, and I only half jokingly say this, but his performance in Willy's Wonderland is really kind of amazing.
Hell yes.
It is amazing. There's
doesn't say fantastic. A damn thing.
Just wants to play pinball and have his drink. So get out of there.
It takes a very special actor to believably beat up animatronic animals in a bathroom.
Yes.
And fight an ostrich in a lobby. Like,
so good.
Not many actors could do that or wear a Ringer t-shirt so well.
Yes. I just don't. He's so undervalued.
What's a better Ringer t-shirt? Willy's Wonderland, Nick Cage, Or Bill Murray is in Lost in Translation. That he turns inside out.
Nick
Oh,
Cage.
see. Yeah, but it's Bill Murray. I mean, I'm very hard pressed to say anything against Bill Murray.
But he has to turn it inside out because it's a terrible T-shirt. So, that's part of the plot.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, fine if you want to be particular.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the Ringer. If there's a Ringer T-shirt Hall of Fame, those two are first ballot.
Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good.
I should create that.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
I think this is I mean, really, like, isn't this on your list of your next videos that you're gonna put?
Oh no, I have an amazing one.
I
that I
have
got.
no doubt, frankly.
After that Vinny D,
Has Kurt Russell ever worn a Ringer tee?
I don't think Curdy Russ is not a Ringer guy.
God, I feel like he should have.
Really?
He
Kurt
goes
Russell
more
wears a ring.
sleeveless, doesn't he?
Wait,
What
Kurt
about like
Russell?
Overboard, maybe? Oh no,
Are
he
you-
wears like the tanks in
Yeah.
Overboard.
He wears a lot of sleeveless shirts.
Yeah, he really does. I think that's
That was my
somebody's
first
paying
data
attention
post.
to that.
That was really popular. It was my one about Kurt Russell wearing sleeveless T-shirts.
You should do some kind of a Kurt Russell versus Vin Diesel sleeveless T-shirt off in some way.
Oh, that'd be. You know
I
what?
don't know how you'd quantify it. You'd find a way.
You know what? This verse, I would do a verse. We
Yeah.
would put all of them. Man, it's got to be Curdy Russ because
I
he
feel
has
like
more.
has to have.
Just
He
Nick
has more
Piscinola.
range. Yeah, like Jack Burton. What a great sleeveless T-shirt.
I mean, really, this is what we're saying here.
I mean, Riddick has a great sleeveless tee.
Well, again, you got to consider who your actors are here. These are people who, it's like asking about
Hey, Furious 7 co-stars.
Thank you. What the hell's his name?
Belgian beer or a
I can't
Corona.
come up with the guy's name. What is his name in Fast and Furious?
Oh,
Mr.
Dom
Nobody.
Toretto.
No, yeah, Toretto. Thank you. I mean, if you got Vin Diesel, the guy's going to be wearing the sleeveless stuff. It's just kind of how it goes. I feel like that's your 90s costume for an
Yes.
action guy.
Sleeveless
know?
tee. I've made
Yeah.
I've done really well, Jay, with my sleeveless tees. Nick Cage sleeveless tee, Kurt Russell sleeveless tee, Vin Diesel sleeveless tees.
John McClane.
Oh, yeah.
John McClane, sir. You can't forget him.
I think the first line in this scene of "I'm the new captain, put this thing down" is the Nick Cage line that sounds most like Andy Samberg doing a Nick Cage impression. I don't know what it is, but it feels that line could be like how he gets into the impression. It sounds so much more like Andy Samberg than it does Nick Cage to me. I don't know what it is, but it's the cadence to it, the pitch. It just sounds more like Andy Samberg doing the impression.
I mean, is it more like Andy Samberg taking on Cameron Poe for the rest of his career? Because, Nick Cage came first.
Yeah,
Wait.
I mean, could be that could be the line that he based the impression on. Sorry.
And he also says, "Don't fire." How does he say "don't fire"?
I can't.
Yeah,
I've tried to do the voice.
fire.
I can't do the voice.
I tried to spell it Firah. He says "fi."
Fire.
Alabama. I'm from Alabama.
You put an
Don't
AH
fire.
on that.
Don't fire. Hey.
Fiyah.
Oh, don't
Oh,
fire.
Fiyah.
Let me get in the character here real quick. Hey there.
Yeah.
Okay, here. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna drink some. Shoot.
Put
All right.
the bunny back in the box. That
Put
should
the
get you there.
bunny back in the box. I'm gonna write you a letter and I'm gonna tie a string. I can't get the
Tie a ribbon
I
around the
lose
old
it.
oak tree. Daddy's coming home.
Don't fire.
Home forever.
Fire.
Don't fire.
Don't fire.
Yeah,
Hey.
fire. That was a good one, Jay.
Jay,
That was a real good
I
one.
see a
Clip
future
that.
for you.
Yeah.
Hi.
It's a little bit of Cameron Poe with a dash of Rhode Island, Southern New England, where we take out the R's where they belong and put them where they don't belong.
Maybe
So,
I'm
yeah,
terrible
fire.
at accents because I'm from Wisconsin, moved to Florida, then now I'm in Georgia. I just have a weird
Yeah.
collection
It's
of
the Midwest
accents.
thing. It's the Midwest thing. You don't get a whole lot of them. It's more about the words you use than how you say them.
Supper,
Uh-huh.
pop.
Pop.
Go drink some pop.
Crazy people. Although coming from Wisconsin, I mean, at least you know what a bubbler is called. So,
I moved when I was 7.
oh, what's wrong with you?
What's a bubbler?
The bubbler is a water fountain.
Oh,
Like in the
goodness.
I
school
think
hallway?
I knew that.
It's a bubbler.
They call it the bubbler?
Well, Wisconsin and Rhode Island calls it a bubbler. And I can't give you a reason why those two random states. But yes, it's a bubbler.
I thought maybe you're talking about like a LaCroix or a Spindrift or a
Nope.
Sampelli.
Nope. Nothing quite so classy. Nope. Not where I'm from.
I don't drink LaCroix anymore, actually. I
I
drink
don't care for
Spindrift
seltzer.
or Pellegrino.
Now you're really fancy. Any Perrier in there while you're at it with the Pellegrino?
Some of that, I'm not too into the Perrier. I respect it for what it is, but it just doesn't work for me.
Aw.
Unless it's in a really pretentious glass bottle.
What is a really pretentious glass bottle? What does that look
It's
like?
like green,
Wow.
and it
Okay.
kind of starts out thick and then gets thinner as it goes up.
Oh.
Like I don't
okay.
want just like, I don't want a Coke glass. I want a very pretentious green bottle with a unique design that when you see it, you go, oh, that's a pretentious bottle.
Of course. Which you have to drink with the finger out,
Absolutely. And you can't go too high because it'll explode because it's sparkling water.
It'll go all over your face. It'll just make a mess.
I did that once. I threw it up too high in the air and it just shot out like a rocket. Like Vin Diesel drinks his Coronas.
See,
in the
you got to
Fast
be
and Furious
careful with
movies.
these things. If you don't understand the delicacies, then you're going to make a mess.
I've learned the hard way.
Telling you, you've got to come up to Rhode Island. I can show you some delicacies up here.
Jay and I can come.
Yes,
Yeah.
please do.
So we were talking a little bit before we started recording today that there is Con Air, a novel. There is a novelization of Con Air that none of us on this show have read.
God.
And we
No, nor will I.
we hold that discussion to save it for the show because I feel like we have a literature teacher on, and it feels wrong to talk about this potentially wonderful book without.
I don't know. There's something so cringy about that to me. Like, it's one thing you have a movie that was based on a book. So the writing is going to be different. Somebody adapted it, fine. But taking a visual like this and then putting it into prose and just like writing it as a novel, what the hell is that going to be? It's just going to be word for word the same thing. And it just like, I'd rather watch the movie.
Okay, which would you?
Well,
I don't know.
Which would you least like to read? These are both adapted by Richard Woodley. We have Con
This is going to
Air
make me cry.
and we have Volcano.
Oh.
So this is the thing, Lisa. And
I've
sorry
been
if you know this
volcano.
already. I don't want to be like, hey, I'm telling you things.
Please
But
go ahead and tell
if
me
you,
things.
If you think about Jaws the Revenge, they did
Yes.
a novelization of that, but they did it
Yes.
off the first script. So in the novelization, there's voodoo involved. It's a weird novelization
That's
of the first
interesting.
script.
Okay.
So with Con Air and with Volcano and with these, the writer gets the first script and then they adapt, like then they go off and they write it while they're like filming so they can release it with the film. So a lot of time they're not getting the rewrites or the improvs on set or the massive reshoots. It's the book based on like close to what the first script is with some notes. So there are some differences worth noting.
I don't know. I think what happens in my brain is I always defer to the original, pretty much in any case. So if it was a book first, I want to read the book. If it was a movie first, I want to see the movie. Like there are movies that have been adapted to books that like I don't realize until later, and like years later I'll go back and read the book and see how that is and stuff. But I don't know. I don't think and to be fair, I have to be honest with you here. I've never read a novelization of a movie. So I think it's just my preconceived notion of what that would be like that just turns me off. And I just kind of don't want to. I don't know. Like in my nerdy book group, we play like book bingo. And one of the squares recently was a novelization of a movie. And I avoided that square like the plague because I'm like, I'm not doing it. I don't know. Maybe with one of these days I have to do it. I just can't imagine which I would do it for, because if it's a movie that I really, really love, I'd rather watch the movie.
Yeah. This guy's also done adaptations of Slapshot, The Jazz Singer.
Slapshot, you can't do that. That's the performances. You don't want to read words on a page for that
The Bad
movie.
News Bears.
Which one?
At least 3 of them.
The original, probably.
Bad News Bears goes to Japan, Bad News Bears in Breaking Training.
Oh my God. That's terrible. He went rogue.
Wait, it's a DVD for $4.69. I'm like, I almost got the book.
So who from the cast of Con Air would you most like to read the audiobook of Con Air?
Oh.
Cameron Poe.
No, see, I want Malkovich
Yeah, it's
again.
going to be actor, not character.
It's gotta be Malkovich.
Oh, all right. So it has to be the actor, Ving Rhames.
He'd
We
be
got
good.
the meat.
That would be
He's got a
fun.
good.
Yeah.
He's got a good narrative voice, I think.
Ving Rhames.
I feel like
That's what I want.
Chappelle would go off script too much.
He'd get
I don't know.
annoying. He'd be somebody you have to like turn the volume down on.
Would it be angry Cole
also-
Meany or would it be regular,
Oh,
nice Irish
Cole
Cole
Meany
Meany?
would be fun. Yeah.
He would be fun. He'd probably do a good job. Colm Fiore is a better reader, I think. That's a different guy,
Sadly
different
not
movie.
in
But
Con Air.
I know. But he's Storm of the Century. Give me what I want and I'll go away.
Go away. And with that little cane of his that spins
It's
around.
so good. I was just gonna say something and it's gone now. I don't know. Like you need some. Oh, Chappelle. Like people who read audiobooks a lot. I'm not one of these people, but people who read audiobooks a lot sometimes speed them up to get through them faster. Chappelle talks too fast to begin with. So I feel like he would be a little too manic. I feel like people's heart pressure would go up,
Yeah.
blood pressure would go up, listening to him at like 1.5, 2 times the speed.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of listening to podcasts too quickly, which I cannot
Yes.
do. I've tried to before, and it just stresses
Yeah.
me out. I can't do it. At least
Yeah.
one of our listeners does, and I can't.
And once you do it, you'll never go back.
Yeah.
Once you do it, you can't go back because then everything is way too slow.
I'm good with. I feel like it's been released at a certain speed. That's how.
Mhm.
This is how I portray my art. That is podcasting. This
See?
is the speed that I've released at. If you go faster, then you are disrespecting my art.
See, I'm going to take Jay's words and say I'm not reading a novelization of a movie because I'm disrespecting the art of the original form.
There we go.
That's what I'm going to do. Quoth Jay Cluett.
I need to read it. I got to read the Bloodshot novelization first, and then I'm going to work my way towards it. Speaking of Vin Diesel.
There you go.
I'm going to say that the novelization should be read by Powers Booth because he does the opening narration. He does the opening to Con Air, and then nothing else. And I feel like he's got a good speaking voice.
Can we get Ray Porter?
That depends. Who is
He's
Ray
my
Porter?
favorite. So Ray Porter is an audio narrator as it is, but he's also a voice actor, and he's spectacular. He would have the Swamp Thing down. He'd have the different voices and everything. Like he's super good.
I'd want Bobcat Goldthwait.
No,
from the,
again,
the
that's
Police
gonna make...
Academy movies. Cameron Posters, I'll get off the ship.
Can we get Sweet Chuck in there too? We'll get both of them.
Yeah.
They'll straight off.
In Police Academy where Sweet Chuck
Oh.
kicks off his shoe and it
Oh my
flies
God.
into Bobcat.
Recasting Con Air with Police Academy is a whole nother podcast.
Hey, I'll talk
I
about
want
that
on
jet
that
ski scene
podcast.
all
I want on it.
day.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
listen, the Goots would be a good Cameron Poe.
David Graff. You get David Graff in the Colm Meany
Yeah,
role.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Tackleberry.
Yeah.
Forget it. That plane doesn't make it anywhere.
Yeah.
It's blown up instantly.
Yeah, Lassard is Skip Devers.
Very short movie.
Yeah.
Lassard. Oh my God. And Captain Harris.
Harris is basically Malkovich. He's the bad guy,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Proctor.
yeah, Proctor
was
is
obsessed.
Pimble.
This'll give you an idea for a minute. I was
We got
obsessed
Hooks.
with these movies as a kid.
Oh,
So I don't know if
Jones.
maybe my parents need to be questioned, but I was so obsessed with these movies during like that 10, 11, 12 era of my
Oh.
life.
Like,
Yeah, I
was
watched so
watching
many
these,
of
like,
these.
Sex comedies as a kid.
I got the 7-film box set for my 18th birthday from my aunt and uncle. Still got it.
See, I didn't want
Oh.
anything beyond 5.
No,
I
it's
was like,
terrible.
just stop.
Ugh. 7 is an awful film.
Hey, I think there's a shark. There's a shark in Assignment Miami Beach.
And jet skis.
Wait,
Tackleberry puts a gun to it.
Oh, it's
And
on
jet
the
skis.
list. God damn it.
Yes.
Yes.
I could talk that jet ski action scene
Oh my God.
all day. I think I've done it. Nick and I talked about it for an
You
hour
did
on the
what-
MFF
I love it.
episode.
You did a jet ski scene show. It wasn't just about the
No, we did just that.
oh my god.
Just that one scene
Okay.
for an hour. I believe it.
I mean, there's a lot to digest
Yes.
in that scene.
There are a lot of tangents you can go on from that scene.
Shoot.
Well, I put it on the
Exactly.
deep blue sea
You and
list.
Rehak?
We'll get there
There,
at some
the
point.
list continues.
I love it.
It will never end. Somebody said to me the other day, like, "Are you still doing deep blue sea adjacent films? You must be running out, surely." Like, What are you talking about? We can stretch the meaning of adjacency to as much as we want.
I tried
yes.
the other day. Like, there's a kitchen. There is someone foot getting wet.
We talked about Shotgun
yeah.
Wedding for Christ.
Hey, kitchen. There's a lot in that. Exploding helicopters, kitchen
Oh,
fights,
amazing.
islands.
National Treasure Book of Secrets.
Hey Jay, who wins the Sweat Bucket Award in this chapter?
Once again, I forgot to look at it because I didn't think who is sweaty in this. I mean, Malkovich still has the sweat stain on his back, but I feel like that's just residue at this point. So scrolling through, we see a brief shot of Baby O, but he's not sweaty anymore. He's bleeding at this point.
Rachel's got some good sweat.
I just got to Bishop. Bishop's not had the sweat bucket, so maybe.
Could be.
I'm gonna go with let's go Bishop. Bishop.
Oh, she's got.
I think it's her
first time.
It is her time.
Yep, she made it on the. Not with like we're in the final stretch. We've got 5 chapters after this one, so she's made it just before they land.
You know, it's the tortoise and the hare. As long as you show up at the end, you're good.
Yeah. And I checked the script just to see if there are any differences. They cut out a prime Swamp Thing line that we were denied, where when Poe enters the cockpit, Swamp Thing calls him Fat Nuts.
It's a tragedy.
I'm gonna change
How do
my
we
name to
not get
Mark
that
Fat Nuts Hoffmeyer.
I think you should, Professor Fat Nuts.
And
I think
so
Mr. Fat
that's not a
Nuts.
problem at all.
I have a new semester starting Monday. I'll be known as Mr. Fat Nuts.
Oh my gosh.
and
You're not Professor? Come on.
prior to this scene, the guards had all been locked up in cages, and Poe comes out to release them so they can all sit down and belt up before they land. But in doing so, that's when Bishop grabs Cyrus's gun and shoots at him. So he discards it with bullets in it, but she misses.
Oh,
So shoots all around him.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. And when
Rachel doesn't miss.
and there's instead of Swamp Thing saying like the stronger land and it will crash, you have Larkin and his pilot Gator. Larkin says, "Can you make it to the airport?" Gator says, "No way. When are they going to land that thing?" Larkin says, "How do you feel about the blackjack tables?" And then the clouds part and they see Vegas.
Ew.
And Gator's like, what the hell? He didn't know they were about the helicopter pilot flying the helicopter didn't know they were about to reach Las Vegas. So I think how it is in the film is much better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that a little unrealistic. I mean, not that this movie is super realistic, but I
What are
mean,
you
I
talking
feel
about?
like that might be the line of disbelief right there.
And I have to comment on the fact that it's the start of this chapter, bright daylight. End of this chapter, darkness. So the sun sets over the course of this chapter, and on the 14th of July, 1997, in Las Vegas, the sun set at 7:58 p.m. So that is what time it is in this chapter.
That's what time. It's good to know.
Means nothing,
Very
but
good to
I
know.
had to research something, and that's what I came.
I
was
think this is
wondering that.
crucial information.
That made it. That made this episode worth listening to.
7:58.
I mean, I'm fascinated by the idea that Larkin and Malloy are so quick to take the sunglasses off. Like when you're driving right around this time of night, like you don't take them off fast enough. But you've got these two guys who have the most 90s sunglasses in the history of ever. And like by the time it's darkness, like the sunglasses are off. Both of them. Like they're just like, oh, take them off.
Yeah.
Like, who's that quick? I'm not that quick.
I'm not a sunglass. I have 3 pairs of sunglasses in my car and I never wear them.
Oh, stop. I will leave my classroom. I will leave my computer. I will leave my wallet. I will leave everything. I will take my sunglasses for a 5-minute fire drill.
You're like my wife.
I
I'm
need
like
them.
Mark. I rarely wear sunglasses.
Yeah.
But I have a prescription pair, but I find it really hard to see anything if I've got sunglasses on. I just can't. I can't like exist and in the world wearing sunglasses. It just doesn't work. If I'm just doing nothing, if I'm just laying there doing nothing, I'm fine. If I need to do something, I can't see anything. So.
Oh, no, driving, I need them, especially. Like I'm the weirdo who's wearing them when it's cloudy out because it's still too bright for me.
You and my wife.
Yeah, I'm not a sunglasser. I got a couple nice ones from. I always get them when I go to breweries, and I never wear them.
Yeah, and you've got light eyes, don't you, Mark?
Yeah,
Yeah, usually people with like lighter eyes are more sensitive to it, but
I live life on the edge.
I guess you do.
I can't
You know?
see much,
It's a
but
lot of squinting happening,
when I
but
can, it's a great view.
that's good.
You drive by me. I don't think that should be legal.
He's going about 7 miles an hour.
Where am I? I mean, listen, if it's there, I'm not a visor guy. I don't put the visor down. I don't like it. It obstructs my view. So
No,
I just
not
put
going
glasses.
to.
I'll put the glasses on.
It's not manly enough to put down the visor and wear the sunglasses. So you just really show the manliness. It's like, I'm not going to use the visor.
I don't like it. I don't like the visor. It cuts out most of your, I want
Yeah.
full vision.
That's the curse of being tall, too.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah.
So,
I have a friend who can't use the visor because she says it's decoration. Because she's so short, it doesn't do anything for her. She just sees right underneath it.
yep, there we go. All right. That makes sense. I mean, I do put the seat in my truck down lower, but I'm still 6'4".
It's the curse of the tall.
We solved it.
Yep. So as he has been shot in this scene as well. So he just kind of walked through it last chapter. But he's actually bandaging it up this time. So he is human. He does have feeling in his arm. The adrenaline has worn off. So
Good.
everyone was concerned. It's being bandaged. Not sure where he got the bandage from.
Thank goodness.
I would have seen him like ripping part of his shirt off, like in Hot Shots Part 2.
I don't know. It looks like an actual
I got a gusher,
gauze
too.
wrap, though.
Yeah. Well,
It doesn't look like a shirt.
But that would have been like with the first aid kit, which there isn't. Well, there's somewhere, I
Right.
guess. Maybe there's one in the cockpit. Who knows?
Slot hole.
Yeah. This film's garbage.
It's awful.
Terrible.
This
Where to get the
damn
bandage from?
gauze. Screw it.
Can't believe we did this. Now I'm learning all this. Come on now.
So Lisa, did you have any more thoughts on this scene or the film as a whole?
No, I don't think so. I was just happy I wasn't getting a mushy scene. I was a little worried when I was getting ready to hang out with you guys. I'm like, oh God, wait, how late into the film is this? Like, am I gonna see like the mushy scene? Like, are we gonna get like Trisha Yearwood going here? I'm like, that's all well and good, but I said I need some bad guys in my scene.
We wouldn't do
Meg's
that.
getting the
That's good.
mush.
That's good. Meg's getting the mush. That's okay.
Yeah, we'd
Yeah.
find the one scene with no bad guys in it. This film was
Perfect. Give that
wall
to
to wall
me.
bad guys.
That would just be mean. That would be very, very mean. No, I'll take me some Cusack, but yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately, he's a terrible person in life. He doesn't enjoy being around his fans.
He also didn't
So-
like making Con Air.
No, I guess not.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the same fall when we found out Kevin Spacey was a terrible person. It was like, within 2 months, I lost 2 of my favorite actors. So it's like, I need Edward Norton in a bubble. Because if I find out he's a terrible person, I'm just going to stop with movies altogether.
He's just
Ooh, I have a bad story for you, Lee. No, I'm joking.
Please don't. Oh, my goodness.
So
yeah.
thank you for joining us, Lisa. Where can the listeners find you on your many, many podcasts?
You know what? My students were asking me about this the other day. They're like, how many are you on? And I'm like, 4, 5. I'm like, they're not all mine though. So you can catch me on Rabbit Hole Podcasts, which is a network of all kinds of chaotic shows. The shows I show up on are the currently in hiatus, The Sib List, which we're trying to get our act back together. We do have an episode in the can, but I'm trying to get 2 so that, we may not disappear again out of nowhere. But the active ones, I'm on a show called Between the Scares, during which Jason Soto and I talk about every film that Jason Blum and Blumhouse Productions have put out into the world. And thank God we are firmly into the horror movies. You can also catch me on Whatever with Jason Soto, and that's Jason and Bear and me who hang out and talk about whatever the hell Jason wants. And Rabbit Hole Podcast also has created a book club. We call that one Pictures and Conversations, and we talk about a number of different books. Our next book title is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, and that will be coming out on May 20th. So you can catch me there. And I also show up in other people's podcasts because I just can't stop talking.
Yeah, you're
We're gonna talk Midsummer soon.
Yes.
and you're
Yes,
one of
let's
the
go.
guest hosts or co-hosts for this season of It's Time to Rewind, talking about Memento.
Oh, yeah, I'm on that. See, this is what happens. Yeah, so the current season of It's Time to Rewind is focused on the film Memento. And Bubba Wheat is the host, obviously, of It's Time to Rewind and wonderfully asked me if I wanted to be involved. And I couldn't say yes fast enough. I am on all of the episodes that are the black and white clips, and Eric Deutsch is the guy who's on the colored clips. So those are very cool. We love that film. And as much as I will not read a novelization of a film, I also will not watch Memento in chronological order. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Well, I was thrilled to be a guest on 4 of the early episodes of that show, which were not recorded in any kind of sensible order, even over the course of my weeks, let alone the show as a whole.
And Mark was in there too, and the two of us hijacked it and went on all of our random tangents.
And he told us to be quiet.
He did. He had to rein us back in.
Oh dear.
Poor Bubba Wheat.
I don't feel bad though, because a co-host took me there. It wasn't like just me going there.
It was totally my fault.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like one of the co-hosts got me rambling, so I'll say, yeah, I blame it on you. But I also had a delightful time doing it, so that was good.
It was super fun.
Speaking of rabbit hole, I think we haven't recorded it yet, but by the time this comes out, it should be recorded. I'm on Jason Soto's podcast. That's the Bomb Yo, talking about 90s films. I'm going to be on to talk about Volcano, aforementioned on this show.
Yes. Such a great movie.
Featuring an actor from Deep Blue Sea.
And a great Kangol hat.
Yeah, so Mark, what have you got to plug?
No, Movie Films and Flicks podcast, Deep Blue Sea the podcast. I got a couple new videos coming out for Fandom. I have the best Chris. I went through like 100 Chris movies and pulled that together. And I got a big fun news announcement, but I don't want to share it on the podcast.
Okay.
It's a secret. But,
Incidentally, in case you were wondering, we were talking about audiobooks, so I looked up on Audible to see if Con Air, the novelization is available. It is not, but you know what comes up first? This podcast.
Well, hey. As it should.
Hey, listen, Audible said Movie Films and Flicks was one of the best movie podcasts of 2022.
They were right.
See?
Yeah.
They know
Oh, thank you, Jay. That's very nice.
They are indeed.
And
it was your specific episode.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And listeners, you can also check me out guesting on the Wicker Man podcast, hosted by Tony Kogan, talking about the Wicker Man.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
5 minutes at a time. I'm on the first episode. I have a habit of being the first guest on a bunch of these films.
Yeah, you're the first one everyone thinks of.
I've done, I think, 7 at this point. I've been the first guest on. But to be fair, 5 of them were for Movie Room, so that doesn't really count. Maybe more.
Tony's a nice guy.
Yeah. He's a guest on the show. So check out the Wicker Man podcast with Tony Kogan. It's a very fun show about a very weird film. I always forget how strange the Wicker Man is. And it
just showed up on Shudder too, so people can go catch it now.
You should, yes.
And Lisa, something to think about for Midsommar. The Wicker Man's the original OG, yes. I think is 7,000 times better than Midsommar. Just putting that out there.
Sure.
Something for you to think about.
I'm gonna agree with the better. I don't know if I'll agree with how much better.
8,300 times better.
We'll have to see.
I haven't seen Midsommar. Does it have a jar of foreskins in it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's got some blood,
for 20 minutes.
I'll tell you.
The entire people will sit there and eat it.
In that movie.
Okay, great. Listeners, you can also hear me once a month or now and then hosting movie trivia on the Lambcast. Lampedy, Lisa, and Mark With, and guest before. Lisa did very well a couple of years ago. She made it to the final.
I did.
And Life vs. Film with my personal site. You can find this podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at ConAirPod or something like that. You can hear Mark and I over at Deep Blue Sea the podcast, going through Deep Blue Sea adjacent films and scenes. And I think that will do it for Con Air Chapter 35. So thank you once again to our guest, Lisa Leahy.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a fun time with you guys.
For Con Air Chapter 35, I've been Jay Clerk.
And I'm Mark Hoffmeyer.
Come back next week or the bunny gets it.
Sigh.
Honora!